So I noticed that in many of my games, I instinctively do a lot of things other players don't that improve my odds of survival, so I thought I'd share some of them with you guys. Keep in mind that I play solo and prefer a stealthier playstyle. In this first clip, I spawn on top of a generator with Dwight and immediately start working on it. However, the moment Dwight touches the generator, I hear a chainsaw rev in the distance. I immediately dash for cover and manage to dodge a hit, but Dwight wasn't so lucky. Now, how did I know that was going to happen? Well, to be honest, it was more of an educated guess. Hearing the chainsaw the moment Dwight touched the generator tipped me off that the killer might be using the Discordance perk, so I took the hint and made an early getaway. After Dwight goes down, I determine whether or not the killer intends to chase me. Once it's clear he's not going to, I decide to remain in the area to pick up a quick save on Dwight after the killer hooks him. One of my teammates appears out of nowhere and draws the killer's attention. After taking a hit, he makes a rather silly decision to unhook Dwight right in front of the killer. This gives me an opening, however, since the killer decides to chase Dwight and leave Bill on the ground, allowing me to use my insta-heal medkit to get him back in the game. In this clip, I unhook Dwight and start running with him. However, my spine chill perk lights up, letting me know that the killer will soon have line of sight on both of us. So I decide to split off from Dwight and slip past the killer so I prevent him from chasing two survivors at once. As I'm making my way to a generator, Dwight gets downed. I then decide to abandon the generator and run inside a locker instead to hide my aura, since I have a hunch the killer is using the barbecue and chili perk, and will be zooming over here any moment. It turns out my guess was right. The killer speeds over to the generator I was about to work on and begins chasing one of my teammates. Thanks to my decision to hide in a locker, I'm now in a good position to sneak over and repair the generator while the killer is distracted. It's important to realize that the killer can only chase one survivor at a time. If you're not the one being chased, you should be completing objectives. Survivors essentially are just tagging in and out of chases with the killer to buy enough time to repair all the generators, so pull your weight by either being a great distraction or repairing a generator or two. In this clip, for some odd reason, Kate gives me her skeleton key. Being the last two survivors, we could use it to escape through the hatch. So what I decide to do to help locate it more efficiently is to use the asylum's upper floor as a vantage point to scan the floor of the map more easily. The building also doubles as a hiding place from the killer's sight. Unfortunately, Kate doesn't make it and winds up getting hooked before we can find the hatch. The killer was using the barbecue and chili perk in this game, and he definitely saw my aura here. However, I was able to fool him into thinking I ran into the shack by changing direction after his 4 seconds of wall hacks expired. In this clip, I want to discuss some important points about looping the killer in one of the most infamous buildings in the game, the killer shack. So the first thing I do when I get here is wait to see which side the killer is coming from. If he comes from the door on the far end, I have plenty of distance and time to react. If he surprises me on the left, I have the pallet right next to me for safety. Corners can be tricky. Some killers will face forward but backpedal, making their red stain look like the killer is turning the corner, but they actually start moving in a different direction, like in this clip. You'll notice as I'm running, I'm frequently turning my camera towards the killer to ensure he hasn't changed directions. You typically don't want to vault the shack's window when entering through this door. It often forces you to slow vault, allowing the killer to land a hit on you. But I was able to perform a fast vault by approaching the window at the right angle. I wait at this corner to see whether the killer is going to vault through the window or run through the door. This corner is quite common for killers to start backpedaling so they can catch you when you vault the window. Eventually, you are going to have to drop the pallet because the killer gains movement speed every 15 seconds during a chase. In this clip, I'm going up against the nurse. While repairing a generator, my spine chill perk lights up, so I decide to sneak away early. My timing couldn't have been better, as acting even a second later could have allowed her to see me. Even though I'm safe at the moment, I continued moving away from the generator because I'm sure the nurse will spend some time looking for me. The nice thing about Nurse is that if she doesn't find you using her blink, she has to use her slow movement speed to search the area, which gives you more time to find a hiding place. So thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe for future content.
Can't make it, the shit's stuck. Out of my way, son! Door stuck! Door stuck! Please! You're a genuine dick sucker!